Welcome back. The summer heat is returning this weekend. Not looking forward to that, but you found a refreshing way to cool us down. Of course, we've got Chef Anthony joining us again this morning from Pittsburgh High School.
How are you this morning?
I'm good.
You ready to cool off a little bit?
Yes.
So this is one of my favorite summertime treats. Do you remember when you make a Kool-Aid and pour it into the popsicle containers? Mm-hmm. You can do that with this. You can turn it into ice cubes. You can turn it into anything that you want. You can use it in punch, freeze it in a little ice cream container, throw it in the bin, a little punch to help keep the punch cold, and as it just melts like the sherbet used to, it comes out really good.
Okay, okay.
So we're gonna make some jalapeno simple syrup right now. The jalapeno is going to go wonderful with this watermelon because it's going to help take a little bit of the sweetness from the sugar and the watermelon. So it's going to kind of make it a little bit more flavorful so you get that watermelon taste.
I've made simple syrup before. And
it's really easy. Mm-hmm. It's equal parts water and sugar. So here I have 3 cups of water, 3 cups of sugar. And I have it going on my heat so I don't have too much terribly to worry about. And then I'm going to take my jalapenos and I'm going to cut them open. And the only thing I want out of here is the membrane. So I'm just going to slice down the membrane.
Are you leaving some of the seeds?
I'm going to leave a little bit of the seeds just to give a little bit of heat, not much.
So what's your reasoning for getting rid of the membrane but not the seeds?
The membrane tends to get a little bit on the bitter side depending upon how you prepare it, and you can never rely on the membrane for oil. Mm-hmm. So using the seeds is the easiest way to do it. And I'm just going to take it right out of there. Okay. And I'm going to throw them in halves in there because I don't need to cut them up. So, because we're going to strain them out at the end so we don't have to worry about them.
Okay.
And I'm going to use 3.
Are we going to be bringing this to a boil or anything?
We're going to bring it to a boil and let it simmer because the longer it simmers, the more oil it's going to suck out of the jalapeno. So we don't have too terribly much to worry about. We want to get a little bit of that flavor. The jalapeno, if you do it right, is going to give you just a little bit of a metallic taste.
Okay.
So you want a little bit of the metallic, but you don't want a lot of it. That's why we want to leave them whole. We don't want to worry about too much.
Can I give it a stir?
Sure, go right on ahead.
Okay. You got all that sugar in there, so.
Yeah.
Try to dissolve that.
And heating up the water just allows the sugar to melt and combine with the water a little easier. Try not to, there we go. And these jalapenos lately have been a little bit on the spicy side. So when you go to the store, try not to get the ones that have the stretch marks.
Okay. I was going to say, those seem like really large jalapenos.
They are very large, but the ones with stretch marks tend to be just a little bit on the spicier side from my experience.
Okay.
So
well, if you like spicy.
That's true, if you like the spicy.
So I've been getting the produce boxes from Martinez Produce, and I've noticed they have a lot of watermelons.
Watermelons
are really
big
tasty
this
right
year.
now.
And this seedless watermelon came from them, and I couldn't believe how sweet it was. It's got great flavor to it, and everything lasts together. So with our simple syrup, we just want to bring it to a boil, turn the heat down, let it simmer just a little bit. Because by letting it simmer after the sugar's dissolved, only thing that's coming out is the oils coming out of those jalapenos, and you'll see they'll wilt together. They'll soften up and just kind of fall on top of each other. That's how you know you've got almost everything out of it.
Okay.
So we won't worry too much about that. And then you have to chill it all the way down. It needs to be cold before you add it to your watermelon.
Okay.
So you'll make this a few hours beforehand, transport it into a glass or metal bowl because that'll conduct the heat a little bit easier, and let it come down to room temperature. Put it in the refrigerator and get it nice and cold. Do not add ice to it because then you're adding water, which is going to change your flavors.
Right.
So we don't want to go down that route. But I keep some in my refrigerator all the time because you can use it to sweeten Kool-Aid, hot tea, iced tea, anything, coffees in the morning, anything you want. And you can flavor this up with just about anything. Mm-hmm. So you can add a little bit of flavor. So I'm going to take some watermelon.
Yours already has the jalapeno in it?
Mine already has the jalapeno in it. I'm going to open my food processor. And if you have the plastic blade food processor, use the plastic blade.
Okay.
So it makes just a little bit easier. It's real nice and easy to use, and it makes cleanup a lot more manageable.
Okay.
So we're going to cut out a nice couple of big hunks of the watermelon. And I just have it in this bowl because these watermelons are really juicy. I don't want to make too much of a mess. It's funny how they make me clean up the mess here. And
If you
we're
waited
thrilled.
till the show was over, we could help you.
Well, normally I would.
Yeah.
So we'll throw some big chunks of watermelon
get
right
this
into there.
We appreciate Chef Anthony. He comes and joins us before he goes to school every Thursday.
Every Thursday
And next
morning.
Thursday, of course, we're going back to school for Pittsburgh High School.
I'm
so.
very excited for back to school. So I have quite a bit of watermelon inside of my food processor. I'm gonna go ahead and close it down, and I'm gonna use the pulse. Whoop. And for some reason, I don't
we
have
plugged
any
in?
power. I am plugged in, and we don't have any power.
All right, we will fix our power situation, and when we come back from the break,
We'll finish it
we'll
up.
finish it up. We'll be right back.